Please welcome Dr. Deb Rock, Jeff Rupert, Mark Chase, and Scott Kahn.
Welcome back, everybody. Boy, we're off to a great start already here today. We had some great speakers this morning. We heard a little bit about the challenges that are facing us, but we also heard about messages of hope. And from where I'm standing right here, I see something else. I see inspiration. I see 1,000+ people sitting here poised to start conserving the future, and many more online participating virtually. I'm the Deb part of the gang here this morning, and we're here to talk about a little bit what's expected of you and how you can start right now conserving the future. But before we talk about where we are now and where we're going, we need to talk a little bit about how we got here and where we are today. I think it was 9 months ago that the core teams came together here in Madison to talk a little bit about putting the final touches on the draft document that it went out for public comment. How many folks remember that draft document that came out in late January, early February, all, 70+ pages and 90 some odd recommendations? I know a lot of you did look at that document because we certainly heard from a lot of people. And you know, what we heard is that we did a great job, but we missed the mark a little bit. Greg talked about slipping under the surface a little bit this morning. But what did you expect? We got 120 people who were really smart and really energetic and wanted to do this. And we put together a list of things that we knew needed to be done for the refuge system. But what you all came together and said was, it's a little bit too much, it's a little bit too in the weeds, let's bring it back up. So we had a member from each of the core teams took a look at the comments that everybody submitted, took a look at that document, and put together the draft document that you have before you that I know that all of you have already read. And I hope you agree that it's a better document, 24 recommendations under 50 pages. It's ambitious, it's inspirational, and more important, it's doable. So let's start talking about the doing. One of the other challenges that we faced when we were putting this all together and had this completely open process was, wow, we got bold ideas, almost 300 bold ideas. Many of you submitted them. I'm sure a lot of you voted on bold ideas. Mark, you and I worked on those bold ideas because it's what inspired us. We thought, wow, this is really what we want to do for conservation. But as it says in the document, a lot of those bold ideas actually transcend not just what the refuge system does, but what the service does, but it's what conservationists really need to do. So Mark, you and I took those bold ideas and thought, well, how can we really incorporate them? How can we incorporate something that's bigger than the service? And we put together a process that kind of called for a national conservation strategy that had 3 components: a land protection component, a people component, an education component, and then an engagement component. And now that shows up in the document in the preface as America's Great Outdoors. Will you talk a little bit about how we developed that?
Absolutely. First, just for the record, Tom, I worked in Region 3. Yeah. So let's put it down. Seems to be a theme for you. Yeah, pretty early on in all the comments that we got, it was pretty obvious that there's things in there that the conservation community needs to address. Bigger than the refuge system, bigger than the Fish and Wildlife Service. You know, if you think about it, I don't want to say something that somebody doesn't want to hear this week. I don't want to detract from how important it is to craft a vision for the refuge system. But think about the refuge system in the context of conservation. It's important. It's really important. But it's a piece. If we took away every invasive species off of every acre on every refuge, took away every pollutant out of every water body, out of every piece of land, and the refuge system absolutely fired on all cylinders, the integrity of every piece of habitat was restored, it's not enough. It's a piece. And so when we engaged in that conversation, we looked at these things that are bigger than us, and we said, we need to catalyze a conversation. We need to ignite the conversation. We need to continue this conversation that was started through this process and keep this going, because this is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff that's important. The refuge system plays a huge part of that. And we talked about a national conservation strategy and how that was reflected in the first draft. And as we looked at it very serendipitously, boy, it'd be great. I talked to Dan briefly last night. What if we could have said the Secretary of the Administration is putting together a report on America's great outdoors, and on the heels of that, we're going to release our vision document for the refuge system that's going to tell exactly how we're going to inform that. We didn't think of that. Just by dumb luck, we've got America's great outdoors and our vision evolving concurrently. Parallel tracks. What we heard in the vision document is what the Secretary heard in his listening sessions around the country. Heard those same comments. Landscape scale, conservation, engage youth, volunteer opportunities, bring people in. We can't do it alone. And so those are themes, science-based. Those are themes that you're going to hear repeatedly this week. So the closing message with AGO, if you had those bold ideas, if you want to be in those conversations that are bigger than us, those conversations that transcend the Fish and Wildlife Service, if you voted for those bold ideas, if you want to explore those bold ideas, get involved in those sessions this week on AGO. Get involved in the workshop on the National Conservation Strategy. Make your feelings known on those kind of things, because this is the time to bring those ideas and keep that conversation going. Between those two processes, we've let the genie out of the bottle. Let's not try and put it back. Somebody said yesterday, let's not put it back. Rowan said last night, time to move forward. And it is. So with the rest of the opportunities that we're going to have for today, there's a number of things that you can plug into, and we're asking you to bring your ideas. And I'm going to ask Scott to tell us about some of that stuff.
We're going to talk a little bit about what you can expect here for today. And first of all, good morning. My name is Scott. I work here in Region 3, one of the wetland management districts that you heard about. You can hear for Region 3. And I'm getting ready to move to Region 5 as the new chief of the refuge system for the Northeast region, and really excited about that opportunity and challenge, everything that will bring. First of all, I know all of you have read the vision document. You've read all 24 recommendations, right? Yes. Absolutely. And for those of you who had some weather delays here yesterday, we're sorry about that, but it gave you more time to review those documents, so that was a good thing. And that's good, because we're ready to put all of you here to work. What we're going to do here today, if you look at your agenda, you'll see that there are 10 different sessions, facilitated sessions, that we're going to be offering. And what these are groupings of the recommendations contained in the draft vision document. What we're looking for is your engagement, all of your engagement, the people here in the audience here today. And those of you who are watching online, you can engage via the americaswildlife.org and engage in that process. This is really our final look at these recommendations, our last chance to make sure that we got this right, because this is important. This is the vision for the refuge system, something that we all care deeply about. And we want to make sure that we had this right. We had lots of people who worked very hard on this document, members of the core team, the steering committee. Many of you and folks watching at home have given a lot to this process, and it seems like we've come a long ways. We have. And it feels like kind of like the end of a journey, but really this is just the beginning as we look forward to implementation. And Jeff, maybe you can talk a little bit about implementation.
Sure, thanks, Scott. So implementation, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, there'll be a series of workshops. We've put together 28 workshops that'll have information that you can take home, ready to use ideas that you can take home to your field stations, to your friends groups, to the other agencies and organizations that you work with. And there'll also be lectures that have some remarkable keynote speakers. Dr. Sylvia Earle, Doug Brinkley, and they'll be highlighting a lot of the issues that we face today. But in my mind, most importantly, are facilitated discussions. We'll be transitioning from today, as Scott describes, from the recommendations in this sort of fatal flaw type exercise. We'll be transitioning into solely talking about and focusing on implementation. There'll be a facilitated discussion for every recommendation in this vision. And we need for you to come prepared. If you look in the front of your program, it lists different avenues for you to get connected and to get information about the vision. Throughout the Monona Terrace, there are computers set up for you to sign on to so you can access this information. There will be an opportunity to ask questions and to discuss the recommendations, but most importantly, we need for you to identify how we're going to implement this vision. Mark talked a little bit about AGO. And there is a tremendous amount of support because of that. You know, I don't think we should underestimate the magnitude of the opportunity we have here. And with that in mind, Deb, do you want to talk a little bit about Thursday, and the Secretary's visit?
Sure. As you can see in your program, the Secretary is going to be here on Thursday, and while none of us know exactly what he's going to say, those of us that have seen him talk and people who know him know that he's going to tell you that the Fish and Wildlife Service is his favorite agency, and he is inspired by the work that the refuge system does. And he's going to fire us up, and it's a great way to actually end the conference. One of the things that I thought that I learned through this whole process is the people piece, and I'm inspired by the people piece. Not just working with all of you on this, but working with partners and people in the communities. I know we all have a different kind of key message that we have. Mark, you had something as kind of a long-term employee that really spoke to you that you want to leave people with.
The long-term employee, I think this is the first time in career I'm the senior statesman of the group. I think you heard this morning, you heard from Greg. You know, for me, this is a message of hope. It really is. Times are tough. I mean, you look at the things that are going on, and we say, this is bad, this is difficult, the stakes are high, and they are. But for the first time in the 27 years that I've been around, the states and the state wildlife action plans, America's Great Outdoors, the structure of our LCCs, our coordination inside the Fish and Wildlife Service, the vision for the refuge system, we're all saying the same thing. We've all started to say the same thing. The challenges are the same in the states. They're the same in the agencies. And we've talked about, we've got to come together, we've got to come together. As we transition into this session this morning, there's going to be some examples of some of those kind of things. But for me, that's the message of hope, because finally there is the opportunity for us to come together.
Jeff, do you have a message for folks?
Yeah, so for me, when I think about the vision process that we've been through, and what's been most important to me, what I've found myself thinking the most about is really, you know, I think it's really important that throughout this process, we remain, you know, have a process that is connected to service employees and is relevant to service employees, and especially employees that work on refuges. You know, Greg talked about, you know, the challenges that we face, and we're going to hear about that all week long. And it really does, you know, speak to the need for us to, you know, be able to adapt and to change to meet these challenges. But one thing that shouldn't change is that the fundamental reason that we manage refuges is to deliver conservation. And that conservation delivery piece, I think, is really the foundation of this vision. You know, so when we talk about planning, we're really talking about improving our conservation delivery. When we talk about science, we're really talking about better understanding the need and the effect of our conservation delivery actions. When we talk about engagement, public engagement, we're really talking about increasing support for our conservation delivery. And the leadership piece, in my mind, what we're really talking about is we're talking about administering and sustaining an organization that is capable of delivering conservation, effectively delivering conservation. So for me, conservation delivery is our mission. For me, it's our legacy. And for me, it really is the foundation of this vision process. And with that, I think that's a really good segue actually to the rest of the morning with our speakers. Scott,
Absolutely.
do you want to take it away?
And we have a panel of speakers here that we're going to be introducing here to talk a little bit about conservation delivery, all the things it takes to deliver conservation effectively on the landscape, working with others across the landscape, underpinned by great science and sound conservation design.